Good morning, everybody. This is Amy from Little Farm Quilts. Today is Friday, April 1st, and it is 9:13 in the morning. I've had a busy morning already. Welcome if you're new here. If you aren't new here, welcome back. Thanks for putting up with my crazy. And for those of you that are new, you'll figure out soon enough that it's a little bit crazy here at Amy's head. I've had a busy morning so far. Bit of a life update. About 3 weeks ago, I believe, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I think it was shortly after I did my last floss tube update, I went into the dentist to get a cleaning, found out one of my molars had been broken in about 4 places, or into 4 pieces. So then I went back a week later. They did not a root canal, they just took the crown off the tooth, left the root intact, and put a temporary crown in. I was dealing with a little bit of pain after that for several days, and then everything kind of settled down. And then last night while I was eating dinner, the temporary crown broke, which was okay because I had a 7 a.m. appointment this morning to have the permanent crown put in. So now I'm all good. I'm not sure how my tooth got broken. I'm not even sure why it didn't bother me. But here we are. If you like what you see here, please take a moment to subscribe and like the video and do all the things, because it does something to the YouTube algorithm. And although I don't do these floss tubes for notoriety as much as I do just to log my stitching journey, it is fun. I find that I'm finding a lot of new floss tubers lately, and people that have been doing, like me, been doing videos for years, and I'm just finding them now, and I think there's something with the YouTube algorithm. But anyway, if you're so inclined, please like, subscribe, and do all the things. I'd appreciate it so very much. But shall we start? I have an FFO. So for those of you that may have been around for a while, FFOing is not my strong suit. I do FFO, but I will go long periods of time without any FFOs. So for those of you that don't know what an FFO is, now that I've said it about 1,000,000 times, it is a finely finished object, or fully finished object. I say finally because it takes that long. However, it's a fully finished object. So I finished this quite a while ago. This is Autumn Alphabet, and I believe this is by Carriage House Samplings. I changed the colors, used my own stash colors. I finished it into a little pillow with velvet on the back from, oh, and it's shedding already. With velvet on the back from Lady Dot Creates, and the chenille yarn I got from Joann's. And that's just going to sit probably, it'll either go on my quilt shelf. I have a quilt hanger that has a shelf on top, or it'll end up in my tiered tray in the fall. But I think it's cute. This pumpkin in the pattern is like a blue-green. I made it orange. I made this one a light lemon color and the top one a white color, just because I felt that suited my palette a little bit more. But that's an FFO. You can see in the background, let's see if I can point to the right. Nope, I'm still going to point right there. My Modern Folk Embroidery. That's the 2021 sale that I finished in January. That is busy getting pinned onto board at the moment, foam core board. And my husband's going to make a frame to fit that. So hopefully soon I will have that to show you as well. But that's my FFO for today. I have been doing a very good job this year about tracking my whips. Not necessarily always tracking stitch counts. I think life for me gets a little busy to do that, and if I get time to stitch, I just want to stitch. I don't want to be analyzing it to death. But I do write down every day what I stitched on, and for March I got a lot done. I feel like I got a lot done. So we're going to go over March as a whole today. So I believe I put out a video a couple of weeks ago. So some of this will be repeat, but I've still worked on some of these things since then. So it'll be an update. And if I feel like editing, I'll put in before pictures for comparisons. I am trying to get better at editing, but I also don't want to spend my whole day editing a video, so we'll see how it goes. So let's talk whips, shall we? We will start with Lost No More. So Lost No More is a Dimensions Gold kit. I still struggle with glare and lighting, although I'm using a different camera and I think the resolution's better. Lost No More, this is a gold collection dimension kit. I started this back in the 90s. This is my oldest whip. It is also my daily. This is the first piece I stitch on every day. I usually stitch on it during my prayer groups in the morning and on Sundays. And I'm hoping for a finish this year. We'll see. We'll see. But this is what it'll look like when it's done. It's stitched with all of the, and this is still on my lap stand, so just bear with me. This is stitched with all of the called for all the kit floss and the kit fabric, which I believe is a 14 count, like oatmeal Ada. Not oatmeal, cream. You can see that I've done some back stitching in him. I brought the tree line over here, down. And that's mainly what I've gotten done with him this week. Quite happy with the progress on him that I'm getting. Although I'm not able to stitch on him every day, I stitch on him most days. And I have him on that stand, which works well at my kitchen table. And when I'm talking on Zoom, so I'm able to stitch on him two-handed. And it gets good progress. So he's the first one I'm going to show you. I'm going to mark some of these off. I've actually stitched on him. I think there's 2 days a week that I do not stitch on him. So you do the math on that. I had written down 12 days, but I think that was a month before this last week. So it would have been 15 or 16 days out of the month he got stitched on. Like I said, not every day. If I have to get up early to work the hospital, or I have to get up early to teach a clinical, he does not get work done those days. The other next thing I want to do is I think I want to go through my full coverages. So I have several, as you all know. I did give, let's see, do I have this picture here? I think I might. Oh, and I forgot oh please, because I forgot one. I forgot a whip as well. Hold on. And I'm back. So the first full coverage I'm going to show you is Bonded by the Rain, Artworks by Leonid Afromov. It's charted by Heaven and Earth Design. It is this. It will look like this when it's done. I am stitching this. You see all my handwriting on here. I'm actually stitching this on 25 count. Even weave, 2 over 1/10. Ignore all my threads. This is where I am now. I only gave it 1 day, but I got about 500 stitches in. So there you go. There's that. I enjoy working on full coverage, but that one will go away for a little bit. I have picked a different full coverage for the focus of April. I picked one, well, Lost No More as a full coverage. I picked 2 last month. One was Bonded, and the other one was my World of Disney, which I'll show you next, and I'll talk about April when we get to plans. World of Disney, and I'm always misstating where I got this, so I'm not even going to state it anymore because I don't think she's in business anymore, and I don't want to keep misstating it. I actually stitched on World of Disney 6 days, and I am up to 2,719 stitches in. I'm stitching this on 28 count Mushroom Lugana, and this is where it's at now. I really, really, really want to pull this out and put some stitches in it in April. I have other goals in April, and if I meet all of them, then this will come back out. It would be really nice if that one got stitches every month. because it's such a huge piece, and I'd love to have it done. Love to be able to finish it in my lifetime. But right now, that's going to go away. I'll explain all that when I get to plans. Do I have any more full coverage? No, that is it. Okay, let's just go with what I have here. Let's show you my big mama, my chatelaine. She came out to play for about, I think about 3 days. I worked on her. Now, progress on her is slow because she has a lot of specialty stitches, and I did a ton of beading. So just so you're in with the program. Let me take the pattern off here. I work with both the paper pattern on this and the digital pattern on my tablet at the same time. I was having difficulties interpreting some of the pattern, and somebody in the chatelaine support group suggested using both at the same time, and I have found it much better to deal with. Again, ignore my threads. I'm going to show this to you so you can all see it, because I can see through it. So what I worked on was right here. All this beading is done. I did all the white beads that trail, I don't know if you can see, trail through here. I did a lot of this greenery in here. And now I'm going to push it real close so you can see. And hopefully that's focusing for you. I absolutely love working on her. She is another one that I would like to come out every month. And like I said, we'll see. I have two that are like that. I have the World of Disney and I have the Mushroom and Fern. And I would just assume, I'm trying to put things away as I do them so that things don't get so messy in here. Honestly, I'd like to stitch on all the things, but the reality is, life is what it is. So let's see what else I have to show you. I'm going to show you that last. That's in plans. I worked on Death is a Dialogue by Lindy Stitches. This is a black and white copy. It doesn't really give it true representation. However, I'm stitching this on 36 count. I said elephant last time. I think it's Sage from Fox and Rabbit. And I'm stitching this with the black silks for you. And this is where, sorry, no ironing today. This is where I am now. So I have that border that I'm working on below the Spirit Turns Away, a little more verbiage, and then the final border at the end, and then that will be done. This one is remaining in my plans for April. So when we get there, we'll talk about that. But I stitched on that about 7 evenings and was able to get quite a bit of progress done. The next whip I have is, and I still forgot a whip. I'll have to show it to you next time. Unless it's right back here, but I'm not gonna. We're good. I haven't done anything on Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut since my last video. I just have it listed in my March in my calendar. So that's the one I'm not showing you. And yeah. Another thing I worked on, Raven's Needlebook, Lindy Stitches. Sorry, that area of my mouth is a little sore yet, but it'll get better. I'm stitching this on what looks like a 36 count cream linen, because it's got slubs in there. Not really sure. And this is a little see-through, so let me see if I can find something. I always forget to find something to put under these things. Let's see if I can drape it on this. See if that works. Because this is pretty gauzy. And ignore my strings. This is where I'm at. I think the last time I showed you, I was working on the little sewing machine down there. But this is where I'm at today. If I have fours, I'll put them in. I did try to, I think I did take pictures of it before. I was trying to get better at the editing thing. But I do think editing's still going to be very much a crapshoot for you with me. It just is what it is. I mean, my life is extremely busy. I'm teaching. I'm a leader in teaching this semester for nursing students. And I'm also finishing a semester in my master's program. And I have an update about that too at the end. So if you want to peace out after the stitching, I'll give you an update on that. So this time of year, when I only have 6 weeks left in each of those things, gets very, very, very busy. Mill Hill. I haven't done anything on my Mill Hill kit since last time I filmed. I am keeping it in my rotation just because it's a nice one. Perforated paper is not my gig. This thing should be done by now, but I'm really struggling with the perforated paper. I think I like the Mill Hill kits, but I think if I get any in the future, I will switch it over to a linen or maybe an even weave. But it is an easy stitch. I can take this to work. I can do this during meetings. But I tend to only get it in a thread at a time. So that's why it's still sitting here not done. Next one I'm going to show you is Pringles. I just want to, excuse me when I look, I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Nope, she's there. Okay. Is Pringles. Again, not sure why I'm working on Christmas, but you're going to laugh here in a minute when we get to plans. Maybe because it's still snowing here today on April 1st. Yesterday it was darn near 70 degrees, and today as I look out this window, it's snowing again. New York State cannot seem to kick its butt out of winter. And I think we probably say this every year, but it gets more irritating, I think, as I get older. I really don't like winter. If you don't get that from my videos, my gosh. Anyway, Little House Needleworks Pringles. Totally enjoy working on this piece. It is in a Q-snap at the moment. So I'm going to show it to you in the Q-snap, and I'll explain to you later why it's in the Q-snap. But here we go. Angles are a challenge for me. Here's where I am now. So I've gotten all the way across the roof. I put in some more of the brick mortar work. And I think that's all I've done since last time you've seen it. It's coming along quite nicely. Really enjoy this stitch a lot. Of course, I enjoy all of them. I have 2 more whips for you, and then we'll move on. Are you tired of it yet? Oh, this is short. I'm not even, probably like 15 minutes in. This next one I'm going to show you I have made progress on since last time you've seen it. It is my Mira focus right now. It is Royal Holiday. Absolutely thoroughly enjoy this stitch. And last video, I believe I talked about my reasoning. I'm not doing 1/1 skin. Mainly because I have too many things I want to stitch, and I don't want to spend the time on that 1/1 for that. So yeah. And that's just, I think the 1/1 skin is beautiful. Hannah and I, from Hannah Dowling, and I have had this conversation. I do think it's beautiful, and I think if I was maybe 20 years younger, I might be doing 1/1 skin. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not 20 years younger, and there is a whole heck of a lot of stuff I'd like to stitch. That 1/1 skin just takes so much time. And I'm not going to unroll her. She's on a frame. But you can see what I did. I did her face. Yeah. Which side's better? I did her face. I lied. I have 2 more whips after her. So her face is done. I did the back stitching because I want her to have a face. And now I'm going to start working on her from the head down. As you know, I have quite a bit of her skirt done. But I really wanted, for some reason, to work all the way up to the top, so I did that. And I was kind of concerned about these greens on this fabric. I think they look great. So I'm not concerned about it anymore. Not concerned about it at all. She's going to be beautiful. I'm not worried. And then My goal with her in March was to get her a face, and that's exactly what I did. My goal for Pringles was to get the roof done. I did that. So far I'm setting goals and killing it. It's only March, April. Then yesterday, I was supposed to work yesterday at the hospital. I got called off unexpectedly, so I had an unexpected day off, which was nice. So I kind of got discombobulated, so I worked on Lost in the morning, just as I normally do. And then in the afternoon, I was kind of in and out of Napland for a while. I need to pick up a stitch. And I picked up Matilda's Drum by Whilst Iris Naps. I have other pattern, the big sampler pattern that's inspired this drum pattern as well in my stash. I'd love to start that, but I am finishing some stuff first. I think I've had 2 new starts this year. I think World of Disney fell into this year. And the one I'm getting ready to show you, oh no, that'll be 3. I did another one, Dancer from, anyway. So I'm not starting anymore. Yeah, at least not right now. I'm not feeling the starts either. I'm really feeling the finishes. So I did pick this up. I don't think I have a before picture of this one, but if I do, I'll try to grab it from my Whip Parade. I am stitching this on 36 count Platinum by Zweigart, Edinburgh linen, in the colorway Platinum. I really like stitching on this stuff. Really, really. So this is it right now. I am doing this with a stash dive. So it doesn't have, I don't think it has any of the called for in it. I stash dove my overdyes and kind of plugged them in. And worked on this yesterday. Mainly working on this large, I can't show you the pattern. Large flop. There's a large urn here with the flowers in it, and I mainly was trying to get that accomplished because past that there is not a ton. And this is also going to remain in my plans for April. So I kind of alluded to some new stuff coming to my channel in the last video. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. But before I do, I want to talk to you about a sale that I am hosting with Gail from Gail's Golden Needle. If you like my bag, I made this bag. It's a flimsy bag, but I like it. It was done with leftover 2.5 inch squares from something. We are going to do Woods Sunday sale. And I'll hopefully either put this on the bottom of the screen or I will put it in the drop down box below. If you want to join us, please hashtag. We'd love to see your progress. We started this past Sunday. This was originally a start for me on my birthday early in the month. I did not like the fabric nor the colors I chose because I did a stash dive on this as well. So I restarted it this last Sunday with Gail on a Zoom call. If you do not know Gail from Gail's Golden Needle, you should pop over and give her a look. She resides in Chicago. She and I have made friends through my floss tube, and we actually stitch in the very early morning hours almost every Sunday on Zoom. If you'd like to join us in the sale and you are interested in an early morning on Sunday Zoom, and when I'm early, I'm talking 6 or 6:30 Eastern Time, I'm more than willing to invite you to come stitch with us every Sunday morning. And we are stitching on the Year in the Woods series by Cottage Garden Samplings. And we started with the fox. And we only stitch on these on Sundays in those early morning Zooms. Which is kind of how we did Modern Folk Embroidery. We did the Modern Folk Embroidery that you see back there together as well for the year. And until it got close to being finished, we mainly stitched on those on Sundays, I think. Gail, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we mainly did most of our stitching on that on Sundays. We might have popped in a few weekdays here and there, but it wasn't until the last few months that we really started concentrating our efforts on it, because both of us were behind and we needed to get caught up. This is not something that we're going to time. We're just stitching our way through the series. We're comparing fabrics, comparing floss, chatting, and if you would like to join us on that Zoom call, by all means, make a comment on this video. I will get in touch with you and we will make that happen. Yeah, so just let me know. But it's hashtag Woods Sunday Sale. If you tag us on Instagram, we would love to see your progress. I started mine. Gail showed hers on her floss tube. I started mine on 40 Count Morning Mist by Forbidden Fiber Co. I do not using the called for except for in the trees. The trees are the called for DMC. The white I'm using is Bamboo by Classic Colorworks. The gray is called for. It is DMC 415. In the black, I'm using Anchor Black. The oranges that I'm using, let me tell you that first, because if you like this, I want you to go ahead and be able to do it. I'm using, for the darker orange, I'm using, let's use proper English, Fallen Leaves by Classic Colorworks. And I chose DMC 977. That's the color palette I'm using. I tend to want to choose things out of my stash just because I have a large floss stash. You guys can't see it anymore off camera, but and I'd like to use them. I mean, I spent time investing in them. I'd like to use them, so that's why I do that. You'll have to ignore my strings. As you know, I keep strings in there because, oh, there's my needle. I just want to know where my needle was. Because I notoriously count wrong. And this is my start. So the tree, see, in my other camera, I feel like that lighter tree was hard to see. I feel like you can see it there. Maybe it was the light washing it out. I don't know. But you can see I got quite a bit done on Sunday. I started this with Gail in the morning, and then I was able to stitch on this throughout the day. I love this fabric, and because it's a smaller piece, I can stitch it in hand, which I believe is faster. Anyway, I'll bring it close so you can take a look. Let it focus. But yeah, I like it on the Morning Mist. I've been in touch with Leanne at Forbidden Fiber Co. I was trying to get a read on what she was stitching her spring on. I found something for the spring charts. We have Gail and I have all of the other charts that are out so far. The ferret is now on pre-order, so I will be pre-ordering that. But yeah, we're stitching through. I would love it if we could get more people in on the Zoom call. If we have other early morning people out there, it would be great. We have a good time. We're only on usually for about an hour. My hair is a mess today. Maybe an hour and a half. Sometimes less, just because sometimes I volunteer at my church on Sundays. But, yeah. So that's that. I have no haul today. None. I do have some coming, but I don't have any haul. And pretty soon I'm going to have some knitting to show, because I think I'm going to get back to taking my knitting to work on it at my lunchtime. Stitching is difficult on my lunch as we get talking about other stuff. But so I guess what we need to do now is talk about plans. So my plans. So last year I did Whip Go. And what happened to me last year in Whip Go and why I decided not to do it this year was because I think I just set goals that were too lofty, and then when I wasn't making my goals, I was getting really down on myself, and I didn't really want to do that. And now I feel like I have a better handle on what I can actually commit to. So I did fill out a Whip Go board. to start April on, just because I'm not going to be in a position where I've got to catch up stuff. But I start April on, and I put lots of things on here that I really wanted to get completed this year. And my goal on each one of these is to spend 5 days. So a day for me could mean an evening. It could mean one of my days off. I get several hours, many hours of stitching in. It depends on where it falls. So it could be anywhere. It doesn't have to be more than 5 days. It can be more than 5 days, but it has to be at least 5 days. So whatever that is, I have to at least write it on 5 days on my calendar. That's how it works for me. April's WIPGO calls, and this is why I thought you were going to laugh, are 7, which I have Pringles in that spot, and 10, which I have Royal Holiday in that spot. So those 2 WIPs will remain out. Beyond WIPGO, I also have a full coverage. So Lost will remain my morning stitch on mornings that I can have a morning stitch. I have picked a full coverage with a goal of 1,000 stitches for the month, and that one is a stitching shelf by Amy Stewart. I do not have a printout, and I do not have the WIP here. Yes, I should. No, I'm not going to grab it. I'll put a picture in if I have it of where it was last time you saw it. My goal is to get 1,000 stitches on that. And then I've added, so Raven Needlebook is still in my April rotation. Death is a Dialogue is still in my April rotation, and so is Matilda's Drum, which you've all seen here today. I'm adding in one more, and it is Emily's House by Liddy Stitches. I really, really, really want to get this done. This one I can also stitch in hand, so it's a lot faster. And I'm not going to be that person that says I have to get my WIPGO goals done before I can go to any of these others. As long as my WIPGO pieces get 5 days out of the month, I don't care. I believe I'm stitching, oh, hold on, I got the fabric tag in here so I can tell you exactly what I'm stitching on. I'm stitching on 36 count Wren by Picture This Plus. I am stitching it with Stash Dive threads. As you guys know, if you've been watching me, my threads are always a mess, so just so you know. I have a silk in here that I'm using for the house, although I can't find it right. Oh yeah, it's called Her Crown by Belsois, and that's what I'm using for the house. And this is where I am now. And I really would like to get this one done. Now, that being said, there's holy grass there. I don't know that I picked an over dye. I think I might have picked an over dye for the grass. I may re-pick once I get there, depending on, and compare it with the color of the house that I've stitched. Because my house is not that yellow. My house is more of like a greeny yellow. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I may re-pick the green for the grass depending on when I get there. But I really would like to, I'd really like to finish this one. I really, really like this one. And always have. Yeah. I like it. So that's the other WIP that I put in my April. So my plans are Pringles and Royal for WIPGO, Stitching Shelf for 1,000 stitches, Raven Needlebook, my daily stitch on Lost No More, Death is a Dialogue, Matilda's Drum, and Emily's House. What I haven't decided yet in my plans is if I get one of those done, do I substitute something in, or do I just spend more time on the others? So let's see about that. I'm also getting ready for StitchCon. I'm on weekend B. I am working on my gift to all the other stitchers when I get there, and I also have a secret stitch that I'm doing that I will not be able to show anybody until late 2023. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that, but that's how it rolls, right? It's going to be a gift, a very special gift, and yeah, just going to leave it there. But if you want to see progress, follow me on Instagram. I will say that lately life's been kind of busy, and I project it to continue kind of busy. I project my videos to be probably more once monthly, with maybe once in a while and every 2 weeks thrown in. I applied to be able to graduate from my master's program early and double up on a class, and they approved that, and I'm in the throes of trying to get that settled, and so that I can graduate in 1 year instead of another 18 months. So I'm happy about that. But that means a little more schoolwork than I think I originally planned on, but it doesn't mean I won't do floss tubes. It just means that they could be less frequent. Thanks for being with me today. I hope you saw things that you love, and just be kind to everybody, you know? Life's too short. Be kind. I'll see you soon. Please take a thought on liking and subscribing to this video, and I'd really appreciate it, and have a great day.